So, welcome to Why We Don't Think Big and Thinking Big to Move Forward. So, why don't we think big? We don't think big because most of us have risk aversion. There's so much happening in our world, which just makes our nervous system freeze. We stop taking purposeful action. And often we don't really want to put ourselves out there. We don't want to think big because we're a little bit scared of that disappointment wound. It's a word that I heard recently, disappointment wound. And I can totally relate to that. I had a disappointment wound after having a number of attempts and lots of proposals that just didn't come through all of a sudden. And then I was scared to be myself, scared to put myself out there, scared to try again. And so many people are the same. Failing, failing is another thing that we're scared of, especially if it's very public. We don't want to fail. We don't want other people to criticize us. Um, and when I ask people why haven't they started their business, and they say, "Oh, Michelle, I'm a perfectionist. Everything needs to be right." And I call a bit of bullshit on that. Oops, I call BS on that. You aren't a perfectionist. You're just trying to control what other people think of you. And you're trying to control that by watching what you put out there in the world. You got to get over that to be great. Full stop. And why else we don't go big is we've been trained by our teachers, we've been trained by our culture, and even by our parents to play small and to take it safe, take the safe option. How many times have you, and I know how many times have I said that to my kids, oh, really? There's no future in that. But now that's not what I would say to my kids, and I've just got off the phone actually from my eldest son and I said, do that. Do what you want to do, but make sure you go all in and you are the best at it. Even though what he was wanting to do was very obscure and very tiny little niche, I said, go, because somebody has to be the best. Why can't the best be you? Self-doubt is another thing that stops us from thinking big. You may not think you're that type of person. But are you that type of person who's going to let your old identity, your past self, maybe what you heard other people say about you, rob you of your future? You got to dare to grow. So when you're scared of thinking big, what I want you to do is surround yourself by big thinkers. You can join a community like mine in school, Making Money Being You, and you can see down below where to join. You've got to have people around you that walk the path with you. Because one of the things that happens when you think big, and this is one of the risks, is you want to expand, you start getting all these ideas. But then when your light gets bigger, so does your darkness, so does your shadows, and they come up and they dance around you and these fears, these like zombies. I was saying today in a call with somebody, they're like zombies coming at you. So when you dare to think big, they also get big. And this is why I was on that roller coaster for years, is because I would get so excited and think about the possibilities. I'm a big possibility thinker, but then the fears would come in just as big, just as bold. And I didn't quite know the way how to deal with them. You have to know as you get bigger, as you expand your vision, you need to have a strategy how to deal with that. So let's now connect to why is thinking big necessary? There's a great book. Actually, I've got the book here. There we go. It's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be by Paul Arden. You have to have a complete disregard for where your abilities are presently. You have to come from the vision. Your abilities will catch up. You'll be able to grow and you'll be able to expand into your vision. Don't let that limit you. You make the vision and then you grow and expand into that. Because have a look. Have a look at all the rich people and all the people around you that are doing really well. Some of them aren't the smartest. Some of them aren't, they're not the best looking. They didn't do that well in school. But what they did do is they wanted their vision to come true. They went all in on it. They committed to it. They saw themselves doing it. Talent only takes you so far, but ambition will take you everywhere. I don't know who said that, but it's so true. Your vision for where you want to go and what you want your business to look like is your greatest asset. So vision also gives you purpose and drive. Vision is your rocket fuel. Purely and simply, it's your rocket fuel for your actions. It's your motive for action. It's your reason to act. It's your mojo. It excites you as the founder. It excites your team and excites your clients. And when you've got a big vision, it also fuels innovation. It fuels clarity, but only with action. And we're going to be talking about that soon. Benjamin Hardy, or Dr. Benjamin Hardy, he talks about being your future self. And he says, you've got to think from your future self. And if you don't dare enough to have a big vision, how can you connect and commit to your future self? You have to think from your expansive self, not your past self, because your past self is just going to give you more of the same. Your present self is just going to give you more of the same. You have to have that big vision. You have to dare, which brings us now to why we need to keep moving. You need a big vision to keep you moving, because creating a big vision, creating a big future self means that you set a higher standard for your actions and your decisions today. So that means aligning to your future. When you decide to invest and decide to take actions from your future self, clarity is easy. This is what I found when I was more connected to my future self, to the amount that I wanted to make in my business. It became easy to make investment decisions in what I needed. Did I need a new team member? Did I need a new camera? Did I need a better microphone? Did I need a new coach or a leader? What skills was I missing? And I felt more confident to make those decisions because I had a future self, a big vision to step into, and I'm stepping into it. It's happening, and you can too. You just have to dare to have that vision. And to have the vision as you're moving forward, you also have to accept that you're going to consistently make mistakes and you're going to be revising them all the time. And this brings me to be, do, have. All the spiritual folks, spiritual business owners, they love be, do, have. You got to be the type of person to do the things that you need to do to have what you want, have a successful business. Because spiritual folks, they want to marry purpose with success and growth. And that's perfect. But we know that being is important, but being in action is much more powerful. Some forms of clarity only come from being in motion. And that's where I know lots of spiritual folks get stuck. It's where I got stuck. I know I did. You can't be yourself out of a shitty business. You can't be yourself into and in front of your ideal clients. But being in motion certainly can. So being in motion, I call the law of application, or rather, actually, I didn't call it that. I woke up one morning And it was like I was taking dictation. I had LOA, and I'm thinking law of attraction. And then I got in my head, no, law of application. I took dictation and I just wrote it down. I don't think I've got the book here. I've got it upstairs. But you are in law of application, you apply the beingness. This is the motion. It's application of the beingness. It's actually the same thing. And it's not acting. It's not an act. Well, I say action, but it's not an action. You're not pretending to do the thing. It's not fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it, just like B do have his old hat. You apply your future self, but the vision comes first. Remember, vision for the fuel, a big vision for motivation, and a big vision to apply application, your beingness. It's the only way now to build business today. So we have to think big in business, but sometimes we also have to go small. Let's think about when we have to go small. So thinking big is the fuel and it drives innovation, excitement, and creativity, whilst thinking small moves you forward in manageable steps. It makes the vision less daunting and more actionable. Think about the rungs on a ladder. You do not jump the rungs on the ladder to get straight to the top. You take small steps up the ladder. And that's when we have to think big and then we go small. Small actions followed by iteration. We're collecting data and then you can change direction. You have to experiment. So you get the fuel from the action and you confidence from celebrating the small steps, celebrating what you've just done. And these small steps also make the journey more sustainable. You want success your way. And this is how you do it. Big vision, small steps. The people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Steve Jobs. I'm Michelle Taylor, and go and be you, awesomely big and loud and proud, and create the business that you've always wanted.